Alright, this video I talk about is because of the YouTuber AJ's rants, and I'm going to talk about an episode of Lieutenant Joe Kenda, and to make a case for people who look at AJ's rants that a deadly or potentially deadly mixture of white knight and simp can get you killed. Whether you're black or white, it don't matter. Alright, what's up yins guys, time for another video. And this one is for a lot of yins guys like me that look at the YouTuber AJ's rants. And this came to me, I think, and I want to talk about this because I have another example that I want to try not to spend too much time talking about too. An example of, okay, if you're being a simp, if you're a guy and you're a simp, it can even get you killed in some cases. I tell you the story, it's not funny that this one guy got killed in here, but alright, why am I talking about somebody who got killed? An example, well, it came to my mind, me and my partner, years ago used to watch Lieutenant Joe Kenda, okay, and something just like that happened, and the dude, it's not funny that the dude wound up dead, but not funny at all, but the dude should have saw telltale signs the whole damn thing. This particular episode should have saw telltale signs the whole damn thing, and he would have been still alive. You know what I mean? He should have damn knew. They kind of got him, like, ended up getting him killed. But, and I will say too, yeah, all the people that were talked about in this episode involved were all black, which I would also say the YouTuber AJ's rants, he loves to say, to remind people that he's black, and he jokingly pulls out the race card. So in a way that he does not believe in the race card. He makes fun of the race card here. So, and he talks a lot about a lot of people, both white and black, and he says, wait a minute, let me pull out the race card. He talks about a lot of things anyway, so that's a thing too. But I am almost going to bet if I get any views in this video, the people who watched Lieutenant Joe Kenda, I'd get views because of that over AJ's rants too. But I'm just wondering, because like I said, I did some other subject matter a long time ago with Lieutenant Joe Kenda's name in the title of the video, and it kind of shot up in views like years ago. I'm saying it was a good show, and like I said, there was a particular story, an episode of Lieutenant Joe Kenda, which I will also say too, when AJ's rants talks about joking about the race card. This situation, even though all the people in this episode were all black, this can be redneck on redneck. Rednecks have their own version of this shit too, like the redneck and redneck. Some rednecks don't like each other, and if you get you can have a redneck simp, or maybe he's not really being a simp, he's doing what he's supposed to or whatever. And some redneck place where this other redneck is going to remember, say if you get into a fight with this other redneck, yes, the same, both, whether black and black, both, okay, there are certain people, black will people be saying, you know, the race thing would be, oh, you rednecker, and then rednecks, you know, some of them don't like black people, some of them are not prejudiced, but guess what, some of them will, if you were black involved in a certain things that you should get the hell out, it can get you killed. If you're a redneck, you can get killed by other rednecks in situations like this. You know what I'm saying? Well, also Chinese, because some people, as far as getting you killed, whether guns are involved or knives are involved or anything like that, you know, you have to watch your back, or just don't go somewhere anymore, because you should be telltale signs shit can happen. I shouldn't have to white-splain anything like that too, but that's why I like to watch AJ's rants, you know, joking about things, and both white and I shouldn't have to spend a lot of time in this video explaining that. But anyway, yeah, people in that episode. It was all black, and it was a black on black thing. But you got this far in the video. See what I'm saying from memory. And the girlfriend plays a big role in this, because later on in the end she knew damn well the whole damn thing was going down. So anyway, you got this far in this video. Yeah, the dude, this girlfriend or whatever, and this girlfriend's relatives, he and them didn't get along, and there was somebody that was always antagonizing her, but it was one of our own relatives doing some kind of whatever kind of stuff. I don't want to be incorrect. I'd have to look at the episode right away. What type of antagonization with her, because he drank or whatever, and he's trying to defend her or get involved and protect her or whatever. And another thing about, and this was at a gathering party someplace, which the dude that ended up getting killed, he should have, more people that are related to her, some like him and some don't, he shouldn't have even been there. You know, that was trouble waiting to happen. It was building up. But not because they're black. You can be a bunch of rednecks that don't like each other. Some of them, if you were a redneck in a situation like this, and maybe more of the girl's relatives, can bring you trouble if you piss them off the slightest way, and this can happen. But anyway, the dude, and I forget, I don't want to be incorrect, it might have happened to be one of her uncles or something. He was somewhere always when he's drunk. They get in a physical altercation or whatever. You know, the dude that eventually gets killed, he was a little bit martial artist or whatever. Well, not at a very high level, evidently, because, you know, later on, you know what I mean. But he kicks the guy's ass while the one guy supposedly, he gets in a fight with the guy, but the one uncle, whatever, pulls a knife. He gets his hand cut first time, but kind of kicks his ass, I think. But they leave the party. They're going to their place. It's all over. So the guy that gets his ass kicked, it's not exactly over. There was more than one guy or whatever. And anyway, I don't know what level of martial arts or whatever the dude was in. The episode doesn't exactly say. But pretend like you were pretty much, you're black or white in a situation like this where you should have left, right? Say you're pretty good. And my theory is a rule, if you're right, go in a situation, you know, don't sleep on them for any minute. Even I watched a thing with Bass Rutten, the professional fighter, Bass Rutten, and then other people of different colors, you know, they standing right by you, you know, watch their hands. But anyway, the guy must have slipped up somewhere that got him killed. That part of the story coming out later. So anyway, him and the girlfriend in the house later, guys coming over. They're not done yet. They're yelling for him to come out, and she telling him not to go out there. He wanted a reason with him, or he might have said, oh yeah, I'm going to, you know, deal with him, don't worry. Oh, and then, even though there were no gunplay in this episode of Lieutenant Joe Kenda, there's another rule, how do you know the person don't come back with a gun? But they didn't. The boyfriend's demise ended up being like by knife, and I'm speculating if you were to, anyway, if you want to access that episode of Lieutenant Joe Kenda because you're a fan of AJ's rants, and if you were to speculate what must have happened, what he shouldn't have done, you know, like you could make a whole video about that. But anyway, this dude that may have been a little bit of a simp, you know, and he should have been, who I said in the beginning of the video, should have seen, he shouldn't have even been in a damn relationship. He should have seen in the long run right away, and he would have been still alive, in my opinion. But when the case unfolded, all right, it was like, you know, they had to find out, say, who did it. But you know how they play in the episode later on. He comes in later, you know. They were emphasizing on the woman's story in the episode. She admits to some kind of conflict, but she's not. It turned out later in the episode, Lieutenant Joe Kenda found out that she wasn't very truthful. She was trying to protect one of her own relatives, I guess, trying to mislead or something. That I guess she was acting like she didn't really know who did it, and I guess I don't remember how much she admitted to what was going on. You guys would have to look at the episode because I'm doing this from memory, and what you guys should be getting out of this is, if you were to go watch that episode, see telltale signs, you know, or if you're with some girlfriend like at certain places where her relative might have been that she's related, don't even damn go. Whether you're, you know what I mean? But so anyway, he confronts her and he finds out that she was lying about some stuff and it was trying to protect a relative, right? And if you got this far in this video, here's another thing too which happened. The guy, YouTuber AJ Rants, would be losing his shit about this in a way. He'd be saying, oh, look at this, y'all. I can picture AJ's rant saying, look at this, y'all. Anyway, so anyway, they finally catch the guy that was, whether her relative, the girlfriend's relative, you know, and everything else. And, you know, he was hiding in the house or something. They find out that somehow he comes over there, there's a conflict, and he kind of manages to kill the boyfriend. However, you want to speculate, you know, if you look at any videos about martial arts instruction, you know what I mean, what he should have done is a different. But anyway, to make the long story short as I can, he gets tried in court. And this is what I wanted to indicate too, that this was really fucked up. The guy gets tried in court because, you know, he was caught. And suspiciously, I have my suspicions, you guys should too. Okay, jury trial for the dude who did the stabbing of the boyfriend that he would have been still alive, in my opinion, if he should have seen. Not funny that he's dead. They try him by jury. Oh, right, get this. I'm going to come right out with it, too. Try not to make this too long. Okay, the jury could not agree, according to the episode, how they said it. The jury could not agree anyway to who did what and whatever. That's the only thing in details the episode said. You would have to look up a YouTuber that I was looking at for a while too, that was a lawyer too, to see what he that dang YouTuber, that lawyer. If I were to send this Lieutenant Joe Kenda story to this lawyer, I would wonder what he would say, because he's a lawyer that makes up these opinions, that says all these opinions too. But yeah, and again, I'm jumping subjects here. I just said it popped into my head. I'm jumping subjects. But anyway, the dude gets off. The reason why I said about, well, a YouTuber, that this lawyer came to my head, you know, I would like to see him do a story on the Joe Kenda episode, even, and how I'm also talking about AJ's rants. But anyway, the dude gets off. However you want to speculate other details about the dude getting off scot-free. But my particular opinion, you know what I mean? It looked to me like some of them jurors were also black, the same color as him, right? And nobody's going to say they may have been friends or relatives. And I was in a jury once years ago, like about something else, and then anybody that's in a jury that's related is supposed to be excused. But friends of a jury can be tainted so easy. I mean, you don't want to say this to stick up for nobody that's actually a criminal. But in this particular setting, that all these people, everybody was black, and maybe this person that died, her relatives, you know, you know damn well somebody and a few people in that jury were damn related or friends or some damn thing, and they weren't going to say shit. And keep it in mind, and I have to remind people that it's not because anybody's black. Certain redneck communities too, certain rednecks that don't like each other, or whites. If this shit that I talked about, that this particular thing happens white on white, redneck on redneck all the time. The same, and these particular rednecks that are related to so and so can be in the jury. You know, you're damn right. So this was, I mean, so I tie in this in with AJ's rants because he's talking about people that are the simps and different people. Not funny that, but this particular one in my mind, you know, should. And AJ's rants always talks about, yeah, don't even get involved with some of these women that have other kind of issues. And I'm like saying an episode of Lieutenant Joe Kenda from memory to say the point, but yeah, you got, and he likes to talk about how he's black, and he jokingly says, "Here's the race card." He'll talk about white people and black people right over, but yeah, keep in mind I said all this from memory. If you're on whatever platform you look at, I don't know, Netflix or whatever, any kind of Netflix-like thing where you can look at old episodes of TV shows, I would recommend you go look at Lieutenant Joe Kenda, you know. And if you also look at the YouTuber AJ's rants, you know what I mean, and you can put a couple things together where, if you look at stuff that AJ's rants talks about, there's stuff in here that will, I know he would agree, and fans of AJ's rants would agree, that could get you killed, and nobody's worth that shit. You know what I'm saying? It just happens to be on my mind, you know what I mean? But yeah, that is like some crazy, yeah, it's some crazy shit.